You don't have to be perfect to start. You're not behind. You've just never been taught in a way that worked for you, and you're allowed to start now. Welcome to Real Money, Real Life, the podcast where we get real about money and the messy human stuff that comes with it. I'm Linda Grizely, financial educator and your MeMoney guide to financial clarity. Each week, we dive into financial concepts and money strategies, but we always tie it back to real life, emotions, mindset, and how money actually shows up day to day. If you're ready for practical tools, mindset shifts, and honest conversations that meet you where you are, not where the world thinks you should be, you're in the right place. Because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you use it. No judgment, no lectures, no lingo, and definitely no putting yourself last. Welcome to Real Money, Real Life. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Linda Grizely, and I'm a financial educator, a motivational speaker, and someone who's made a lot of bold money moves over the years. Some by choice, some by circumstance. This podcast is a place for us to talk about all things money, without the shame, the jargon, or the pressure to be perfect. Because money isn't just math. It's mindset, it's memory, and a lot of mayhem. And most of all, it's personal. My story didn't start with a finance degree or a six-figure job. I became a mom at 16. I dropped out of high school. I was smart, but I had no direction, no plan, no blueprint. I just knew that I had a baby and I had to figure it out. I got help from nonprofits, so I was able to go to a community college. I opened a bank account. I filed my taxes before I was old enough to vote, taught myself how to budget and manage cash flow. I was responsible with everything. I even reconciled my bank account. I didn't have a financial advisor. I didn't have a financial plan. I didn't even have any financial know-how. I was just winging it. I had the classified section of the newspaper and a rotary phone. And I learned early, though, that nobody is going to do it for me. I had to learn how to ask for help, how to trust myself, and how to take the next right step, even when the whole path wasn't clear. I got married in my early 20s. I had 2 more kids, and for a while, life looked stable. But after 23 years, that marriage ended, and I suddenly was starting over again, financially and emotionally. And that's when everything shifted. I had to rebuild. I had to find work that could support me on my own. I had to look at my own patterns, my mindset, and what I actually wanted life to look like from there forward. Now, a few years before I got divorced, I had started a business. It was a pole fitness studio for women. Yes, like pole dancing. And I know it might sound unexpected, but let me tell you, it was one of the most powerful, healing, transformative things I've ever done. Women would come in shy, unsure, maybe even ashamed of their bodies. And over the course of a few weeks, they'd be standing taller, laughing louder, doing things they never thought they could do. They had reclaimed their bodies, reclaimed their worth. It was the most meaningful work that I ever done. It was amazing, the transformation that people would go through. And it meant so much to me. But I didn't make enough money. And when I got divorced, I couldn't afford to keep it open. So that was one of the hard things and a hard decision, because something can be so powerful for you, like your work, you can be so connected to it on a soul level, but it still might not work financially. And that experience shaped so much of what I do now. It's one of the reasons why I focus so deeply on women's financial empowerment, because I don't want women to have to choose between meaning and money. I want you to be able to support yourself and what you do and do what you love and not sacrifice one for the other. I want you to feel comfortable showing up as your full authentic self and ready to slay, to do hard things and to grow and to learn. After I closed the studio, I found what I thought would be my dream job. The job was toxic. I didn't have a college degree. I couldn't even get interviews for jobs because I couldn't check a little box that said I had one. So I did something that, as a financial planner now, I would never recommend. I took out a home equity loan, cashed in a retirement fund, and went back to school full-time in my late 40s. I graduated with a dual degree, and then later I got my master's degree in financial services. In between there, I got remarried and had a blended family, which, let me tell you, is a whole different kind of financial education. Shared expenses, stepkids, elderly parents, navigating values and boundaries. All of it required new tools, new conversations, and a whole lot of grace. Professionally, I had also now created a successful career in financial planning. And through all of that, I started to see the deeper thread. Most financial advice isn't built for women. It's not built for people like me. For women who are caregiving, rebuilding, pivoting, starting over, midlife, beginning life, late life, women who have been holding it all together but still feel like they're behind. And that's why I'm creating the things I'm creating. And that's one of the reasons why I'm creating this podcast, Real Money, Real Life. Because we need more spaces where money talk is honest and grounded and real. And we need tools and conversations that help us make values aligned financial choices, not just for retirement, but for now too. And on this podcast, I hope you'll get clear, practical financial education about personal finance, budgeting, debt, investing, planning, and more. But also, I'm going to talk about the emotional side of money, the shame, the fear, the guilt, the stories that we carry, the reasons why we might overspend or underspend. You'll hear expert voices, yes, but you'll also hear truth, real conversations, insights that make you feel seen and not judged. Because here's what I believe. You don't have to be perfect to start. You're not behind. You've just never been taught in a way that worked for you, and you're allowed to start now. So thank you for being here. Let's get real about money and real about life and everything in between. Thanks so much for listening to Real Money, Real Life. Want to see what's blocking you from financial confidence or discover your money personality? Head to the resources page at lindagriz.com for our free quizzes. That's LINDAGRIZ.com/resources. If you're loving what you're learning, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. I'm your MeMoney guide to financial clarity, Linda Grizely, and I'll catch you next time as we talk more real money, real life, because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you spend it. The content shared here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, tax, legal, or planning advice and does not constitute therapy or mental health counseling. Please consult an actively licensed and qualified professional for advice or help specific to your situation.